Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the CAVA group. Ticker symbol is CAVA. And as you can see before you on the screen, this one had an unbelievable IPO where it went from about $28 all the way up to $170. And since then, in the period of, I don't know, about 7 months, we had this massive impulse down. So we had 5 waves down. If you're into Elliott Wave, you have that labeled before you on the screen. So we had this down move, bear flag, down move, bear flag, down move, bear flag, and we put in that 5-wave impulse down. And now from here, what we've done is we've created an A, B, C correction with an A right here. So what do we have? We have a downsloping trend line from this pivot high to this pivot high and down through. And you can see if we zoom in on price action, you can see we broke out, didn't confirm until today. So we back tested it. You can see right here, a couple days ago, that was on what, Tuesday. Then we didn't confirm there. We didn't confirm on Wednesday, but we have confirmation today. And when I say confirmation, what I mean by that is, let me show you. Here's your breakout candle right here. And you can see the second day we closed below it. The third day we closed below it, and we got confirmation. Like I said, today we have a closing candle above that high. So what does that do? That sets us up for a move essentially to likely about, let's put this in here right here, likely to about 93.80 to about 94. That would be target number 1. Target number 2 would be this 150-day moving average, just at about 100, which also aligns with this pivot top here. You have that about 100, 101. And then you have your next target, which would be at about 109.42. So I like this one a lot, especially based on the confirmation today. We had, you can see, we had bullish divergence of starting about, actually here, yeah, here, going down. You see RSI was going up, so you had lower lows on the price, higher lows on the RSI, creates that bullish divergence. And then you can see we have the breakout here. So a lot of things to like in this chart. I love the fact that it finished this 5-wave impulse, had this ABC, and now we're starting up this move. We also, you can see we had some decent accumulation volume. I would have liked to see, the breakout candle was solid. It was the largest of the group, but then I would have liked to see a little bit more volume here, but it is what it is. Wouldn't prevent me from getting into the trade on this confirmation candle. So downside wise, just to be cautious, while this is a correct Elliott Wave 5-wave impulse down, the 5, it hits all parameters, but you always be mindful. We could have this. If this breaks down here, it could look something like that. And that 5-wave could potentially be lower, and that would align with this kind of pivot top and this support down here. So I don't think that's going to happen. Here you could put this one in for support, for additional support. You know, it might be something like this, but I don't think so. But I want to make sure you're cautious of it, just because it's entirely possible. But like I said, with this breakout, we should have pretty good confidence that this thing's going to be moving higher into these levels, especially with what the market's doing. We're above the 20 SMA, so we're daily moving average, so we're above that. If we get anything, we'll get a retrace back to here first, then you could watch it. But yeah, I like how this one's setting up. As always, I'll remind everyone, no financial advice is ever given on this channel. It's strictly for educational purposes and to show you guys what I'm doing with my personal trading and how I view these charts and how I interpret that price action. So hopefully you found value in this analysis. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up, comment below, even if it's just a high five or a flex or even a happy emoji. Any of that helps with the algorithms. As you guys know, this is a new channel. I'm trying to build it up, trying to build a following. So any feedback, positive, negative, indifferent, is all appreciated, all in the spirit of growth. And yeah, that's what I got for you today. Oh, one last thing. I will mention, here's another point of resistance. I just want to make sure we note this. So here we go. Let's see if that aligns anywhere. Yeah. So you're going to have that overhead resistance line as well. So as we get into these price targets, just be mindful of that one. Especially if it fired up and when it went there on next week, you would have that multi-factor, which would probably sell down. So I'll take that one off, but just be mindful of it in your own analysis. And yeah, that's what we got. I like this one a lot going into next week. It might even be one of the 3 bangers, but you'll have to tune back in to find out if it officially makes the list. All right, guys, until next time, see you on the flip side.